designed by somebody, and then how you can import a flyer which has been done by somebody, and you pick use a color you pick the colors, and then you can use it in your own design. So overall the idea is when you have to design, you pick left and right from different designs that you can see, and you add it to yours, and then you make a meaning. So that's a summary of what we did last class. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Aristi. I really appreciate. Thank you for sharing. I think that was basically it. But then I think you skip and went to the last thing that we did. Like you said, I think you did not attend the class. So, but then that's basically what we did. But before we got there, we had to talk about the we had to talk about fund pairing. We look at how we can actually pay funds. I think you forgot that. And of course, we also talk about coloring, how to use colors in case you want to design something, how to get inspired from other people's work. Not just don't just take somebody's thing and copy. You need to pick from here, and then at the end you have something that you can work with. All right, thank you so much, Aristi. Please, any other person with something else? I don't know. I'm unable to open the chat. I don't know what's happening, whether it's my network or what. Please, if there's anything that if somebody writes something in the chat, please somebody just read it out. I can't open the chat box. I don't know why. All right. So what about the assignment? Was it difficult? Was it easy? What was the issue? Who had any issue with the assignment that I gave? Please, you can also indicate with the hand show, or you can type. Okay, Aristi, please check the chat box if there's anything there. You can read it out for me. I don't know. I'm unable to access it.
Okay, here there's nothing serious, just where people responding that they can hear you, and yeah, it's just basically people responding on what you said they could hear, if they could hear you or not. That's all about in the chat box.
All right, thank you. So what about the assignment? Was it difficult? Let me see if people are not talking. Let me start calling names. Okay, we spoke about the gradient. Yes, we discussed about the gradient. So you have to do your own assignment before you can say whether it's difficult or not. Madam Antoinette, that's not fair. Who else, please? Let me know if you have any issue, if somebody had any issue with the assignment. Oh, yes, Yusuf, please go ahead. Yusuf Aisa. What was the issue with the assignment?
Good evening, sir. Actually, I did not attend the last class. I tried following the records on YouTube. I had difficulties. I tried. I started the assignment, and I could do just one for now, and then on that one I had issues trying to blur the small items I could find behind the flyer.
Can you share your screen?
Actually, I'm using my phone for the presentation, but I don't know if I can. How?
Okay, so when you say you could not blur your background, you say you could not blur those small things. Is that what you said? Like maybe
Yeah.
maybe the leaves. Was that the
Yes.
case?
Yes.
Okay. Any other issue, please let me know. Okay, Aisa, let's see how we can just load something and blur it. Actually, that's very simple. Let's just check something and blur it. Let's say we want to, let's say leaves, for example. Let me just get anyone. Leaves, let me just ask PNG at the end. Like this. So I'm just going to get anyone here. Let me see. All right, so here I am. Copy. Let me take it to my Photoshop. Please let me know if you can see my screen before I continue. Okay, let me continue. So I'm just going to drop this leaves here, for example. So this is what we have. So to blur it, it's good that before you blur it, you first of all convert it here to a smart object, because if you blur it and you feel like it's too much, you can come back and check it. That's called non-destructive editing. That is, if you add an effect on this particular image and you want to come back and edit the effect, maybe it was too much and you want to reduce it, you can always do that. And then for you to be able to do that, you need to always first of all convert it to a smart object, because as of now it is flat. Meaning if I add any effect on this, it's not going to, I'll not be able to change it again later on. So first I'll convert it to a smart object. I'll right click and take convert to a smart object like this. So now whatever effect I add on this, I can actually change it after, I can modify it after. So with that, with this selected, I'll go to filter, then scroll down to blur. Then I'll go here, I'll go to ghost and blur, and then I'll click on it. Now with this ghost and blur, this is what I'm going to have. Here you can see my properties here. So I'm going to blur this depending on what I want to get as my result. So maybe I just want to blur it a bit like this or like this, depending on what I intend to get. But once you are done, all you need to do is to click OK. And your whatsoever is blurred, whether background or your leaves or whatsoever. Now, what if you want to change it again? What if at some point you feel like it's too much, you want to maybe reduce it or you want to increase it? It's very simple. All you need to do is just to come down here where you have the ghost and blur on this, because now you are seeing this because you converted it to a smart object. That's why you're able to see this. So you can just double click on it and then you edit it back like this. So that's how you can actually blur anything, be either your background or an image or even a shape whatsoever. Aisa, let me know if that's okay. Is that okay? Please, you can just type. All right. Please, was there any other issue? Aristi, please just read what was in the chat box now, because I just turned off. I just had to join back for me to be able to see the chat box. The chat box, it was not opening. I don't know why. Please just read what that was.
Okay. It's just there's actually nothing
Please,
in the chat box.
please mute your mic. Please, if you're not talking, mute your mic. There's noise behind you too. Yeah, Aristi, you were saying something.
Yeah, I was saying there's nothing at the chat box. There's just people being confused where you left, and so there's nothing serious there.
But I think you wrote something. Even you wrote something there.
Okay, what I wrote, it was concerning, you were asking if there was any issue.
Yes.
So I was saying I had a little difficulty when I had to, when doing the design, when I drew circles, now to put different colors, like I was trying to demarcate the different colors, put different colors into the different circles. Now, each time I tried, it kept changing for all. Meanwhile, I wanted to change, but for a specific. So I don't know if you understand what my problem is.
Okay, like for example, you have this circle, right?
Just
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, now you have this circle. Let's say you have another circle like this, right?
Yes.
And then you want to change the color of, let's say, this one, and then it's changing the other one, or how?
Let's assume, because when I drew three I drew the bigger one, then I drew some three other ones closer to it. Now my software actually it grouped the circles into pairs.
Okay. I get your point. I get it now. See, this will happen, right? Now, let's say I have this shape, and then I want to do another shape, and then I press Shift and hold. When you press Shift and hold, look at what happened. Look at my cursor. It has a plus beside. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
So it means that the Photoshop assumes that I want to add an extra shape to this particular shape, to this current shape. You understand?
Okay.
So it's not drawing it as a different shape; it's joining it together.
Okay.
I don't know if you
So
understand.
how am I supposed to draw it like a different? Like I have to start drawing from outside.
You know that you have, even if you start drawing for outside, see, even outside, see, it's still showing. If before you start drawing, make sure that you start drawing first before you press the shift. Don't press the shift before you start drawing. Is that okay?
That's how I mixed up.
Yes. So that was why. If you see now,
Okay.
but if I hold this like this, if I hold this selected and I press shift, and then I draw another one again. If I press shift and hold, then I draw another one again. See, it joins them together. Look at here on this layer panel here. It joins both together. You understand?
Okay.
So if I have to change the color, for example, it's going to change the color for both. I
So
see.
I have to start drawing before I press shift.
Yes, you have to start drawing before you press shift.
Okay, thank you.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. Please, any other question? Any other difficulty? Anyone? Was that the only thing? Were you the last person to write something inside the chat box? Okay, so if there's no other thing, I believe everything is okay now. So we go to something else. Now let's see how we can touch photos like to have something like this. You get? Let's say you want to design something like this. I don't know if you can see my screen. Please just comment. Just say anything. Let me know if you can see my screen actually. Let me be sure that we are all there or following up. Okay, Yusuf, you want to say something? Aisa, you want to say something? Or what? Your hand is still up. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead.
Please, I wanted to ask. I had another difficulty when it came to line spacing in between writing.
Yes.
I could
What
not
would it?
actually do it like the way I saw you do the like I for example if I have 3 lines but I want all the intervals like the line spacing to be the same, the leading to be equal.
Yes. Okay. This will happen. First thing first, you have to make sure that both all of them are having the same font size.
Okay.
You get all of them have so let me just use anyone here. Okay, let's say you have this. Let's then also create it into 3 different lines like this. So let me align it to the left. Okay, can you see my screen? Let me know, please, if you can see it. Okay, so let's say we have something like this. If you notice, all of them are having the same line spacing. Their leadings are all the same. So all you need to do is just to go to make sure that you go to your text, you click on your text, and you click on this small box here. You activate these character properties. So this way you have your leading. At default, by default, it's always on auto. So it automatically gives you a line spacing that is okay with regards to depending on your the size of your text. So if you want to increase it, you can always increase it like this here. See, all of them are the same. They have the equal line spacing. So by default, they're always the same. So all you need to do just to make sure that I scale it up. But now look, if I have to increase maybe the text in the middle like this, if I increase this text in the middle like this, for example, and then I want to increase the decrease the line spacing, for example, they're not going to be the same again. They're not going to have equal line spacing. At some point, you notice that maybe it's too closer to the top than what you have. So always make sure that they have equal line spacing. Always make sure that they have equal font sizes first. Is that okay? So this way you adjust the leading here. This way you adjust the leading. Let me know if that's fine. All right. So with that, let's move to something new. So basically today we'll be doing a little bit of photo retouching of retouching pictures. Because when a client sends you a picture, you don't just need to just start working on it. You need to first of all touch it first. And again, Aris, you want to say something? Oh, your hand is still up.
Yes, sir, I have a worry.
Yes, where?
Um, in the last class, there was a section where you drew, I think, different shapes, and then you wanted to align them. I also find like I tried doing that, but it wasn't going because where to align them. Immediately I drew the shapes. Looking at the home tab, I did not see the icons to help me align. I don't know if you can remember.
Yes, I understand. I remember. Okay, now the
Yeah.
thing is, when you draw two shapes, for example, you need to first of all select both. You get you need to first of all select both shapes before you're able to group to see the tab. For example, if I draw shapes like I have two shapes like this, let's say some two like this. If I select just one, you'll not be able to see the shapes. You understand? If I select just one, you'll not be able to see this tab here that's activated. But if I select two, you see they're all activated. You understand?
Please excuse me. When you want to
Mm-hmm.
select the two shapes at once, do you use control?
Pardon?
When you want to select the two shapes at once so that those icons can appear, do you use the control option? Can you
Uh,
can
I don't understand. So okay, for you to be able to select the two shapes, right? So if you are selecting inside here, you need to press the first one and then press shift and then press the second one. Are you seeing? You press the first
okay
one, you press shift and hold, then you press the second one. See, they're all selected. You can also see it here. But now, if
okay
you want to select it here, you can press this one and then you press control and then you press this other one or command if you're
okay
on a Mac.
okay okay.
So
Thank you.
once you do it now, you see it here like this. You see this one here will be activated.
My
It's
worry
okay
is that
now.
those icons are not appearing. Yes, it's okay now.
Yeah, what you only appear when you select two or more shapes or two or more whatsoever that you have on your
Oh,
screen.
okay, thank you, sir.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, any other one, please? Last one. Okay, if there is no, then we continue. Okay, now let me look at a particular picture here. Let's look at it. I think the one I'm going to look is the last one, the one I did for renew. Let me see if I see a bit here. Let me check. Let me check my let me check my download folder. Are we there? Please let me know if you can see my screen. I want to make sure that everybody is following. All right. Okay. Are we all here? Let me know if you are here. If we are, or we can all. Should I? Anyway, at the end, I'm going to send you some pictures. Maybe this one even, so you can touch it. Okay. So let's assume that this what we have here, and then you want to maybe create something like let's just look for something here, and what with regards to do with respect to that. Let me just look for any background. Let me just look for any background here. Let me say just type background. Background. Let's see which background we have. Okay, now let's say we want to create a show, a flyer for a show, and then we need to add this here. In this case, which one should we go with? Okay. Let me just go with this one. Okay, so I'm going to load this behind. Let me look for another one. Let me look for another one. Which one? Okay. Let me not take so much time. Okay, let's just go with this one. Let me just put this. Let's start with this one first. Okay, let's say I have something like this. I'm just scaling it. To scale it, you can just press shift and control alt. If you're on Mac, then option Y scaling, so that it's scale from the center. Okay, so once you are there, all you need to do is let me just drag my picture and put it at the top. Now, to remove the background of this picture, what I'm going to do is that since the picture is first of all very clean, what I will do is that I will just go to this selection here, quick selection. I'll click on quick selection, but then I'm not going to just click on no, just take quick selection to do it. I could do it like I could just select it directly, but I want to do it automatically. So what I'm going to do is that I'll click on this selection here, then I'll go to select subject. So it's going to select the subject from the background. So it automatically select the subject. If I zoom, see, look what happened. It's very clean. So when you're done, you need to zoom and then look at what look whether is everything is okay. But for example, if you look at the ear here, it's no good. See, it's not well selected. So what I'm going to do is that I also make sure that I'm on plus here and I'm still here with my quick selection selected. I just need to come and click plus here so that it adjust. Make sure that your brush size is small. If your brush size is not small, you can always adjust the brush size here. This way I adjust the brush size. But mine is 10 here. So this is it. I think so far it's fine. I want to go to minus here because there's a space here. Then I'll use my brush size to, let's say, about 5. Right here, like this. All right. Now we have something like this. Then I'm just going to zoom and check if the other stuff. Okay, see if like here, look at what happened here. It's also not well selected. So I'm going to go back to my quick selection again. Make sure that I'm on plus, and I'm just going to click around like this to make sure that they're well selected. All right. I think so far is good. It's looking good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that please look up. I'm going to go down to, let me just delete this other thing, all this other stuff here. Let me just select all of them and put them in one group so that nothing's disturbing. All right. So with my photo selected and having this selection around it, I'll go to layer mask. Immediately after this effect, this small rectangle after FX, I'll click on it. Look at what happened. It automatically removed the background for me. As you can see, automatically remove the background for me. Now this is my image. Let's say you want to make a cover art, for example. Now, if you want to make a cover art, it has to be 3000 by 3000 pixels, 3000 width, 3000 height, like this. It has to be a square, 3000 by 3000. Okay, I say if you are creating a cover art, it has to be 3000 by 3000 pixels. That's the dimension for all streaming platforms. That's the minimum. I didn't know it starts with the maximum instead, but then it has to be a square like this. All right. So once you are here, once you have placed your image, now the next thing that we need to do is blending colors together. Actually, by default, if you notice, this picture is almost like this. They're like the background, but it doesn't really stand out that well. So we need to do the retouching again. Now, looking at my picture, I feel like I need to maybe add brighten the picture a little bit so that it doesn't look just like this, like what you're seeing here. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play along with the adjustment layer. They call this adjustment layer. This particular icon here, it has a lot of adjustment layer. Now we're going to look at it together. Okay, so let me start with the first one. Let's start with the first adjustment layer here. Now, the first adjustment layer that you're seeing here, first one here is solid color. It's simply a solid color, like a single color, for example. It's just a color. It's not an adjustment. It's not like you can use it to enhance anything. It's just like maybe you want to use it for your background. You want to use it for something else. So it's just a color. So you can give it any color of your choice. You get. You can give it any color of your choice. So let's say you want to choose yellow. So you can actually choose a particular one here and then adjust it here as well. And then once you're done, you click OK. So it gives you this kind of solid color. Like a solid color is a single color. No. Now the next one, if you look, the next one here is gradient, which is a mixture of 2 or more colors, as you can see. So if I click on this gradient, I'll click on this gradient here again. I'll start with the basics. I'll just select anyone here, basics. If you look at it. So now selecting this, I'm going to click inside again. If I click inside, look at what happened. I can be able to change these colors here. Just give it any color of my choice. I think we saw it last week. No, on Tuesday. So I'm just going to double click on this color stop here like this. And then I will just maybe select any color of my choice. Let me give you any color of my choice like this. Oh, same give any color of my choice. I'm going to select something like this. And then the next one now, this other one. I'm going to give it I'm going to select another color of my choice as well. I'm going to go down and go have something like this. So once I'm done, I'm going to click OK. OK. And then now with the gradient, you have so many different gradient style. By default, it's always is linear. Linear simply means that you're moving from one end to another. It could be from left to right, uh, from left to right, top to bottom, and stuff like that. It could be also angular, you know. So I'm going to if I change now, look, by default it's always on linear. So like I said, linear is a straight, it's a straight line. So it means it's straight. Okay, either can I be left to right, top to bottom, and stuff like that. Now, if I click on this layer style, I will have I have another one. This style here, I'll have another one, which is radial. Radial simply means that what is moving from either moving from outside to inside or from inside to outside. That's how it is. And I think that was how we saw. We also saw this last week. So we have something like this. If we change it to radial. So if you want to have the reverse of this instead, all you need to do is just come and click on reverse here. It reverses the colors. You know. All right. So this is it here. Also, you can also play along with the scale to achieve to get whatever you want. You know. So most of the time I always play with the scale. And every other thing here remains the same. So once I'm done, I'm going to click OK. Now there's also another one inside, which is the angle. This is how the angle looks like. I highly use it because you don't you like this. There are just few occasions where you might want to use it actually. So I'm going to click. It says there's also reflect, and there's also the last one, which is diamond. So the most common one that you'll be using all the time is just this first two, linear and radial. Okay, so let me just leave here at this point. I'm going to click OK on linear. I'm going to click OK. Now I'm just going to get rid of these two. I don't really need the colors, so I'm going to delete it. Now, if I click on this adjustment layer again, the last one here is pattern. Pattern, it could be maybe you want to use something for your background. You know, you can just use it. You can always use it. So this pattern here, you have so many of them. To use it, you can. All you need to do is to change to another pattern. All you need to do is to click on this drop down here. So you have trees like this. Then you also have grass. You have grass like this. You might want to maybe, let's say you have some like have your quote and you want to always maybe write something on your quote. Now you have like maybe you have some word that you want to pass. You have to put it out daily on your social media. You can just come here and choose maybe something like this. It's clean, simple. Put your text on top of it. It's going to be visible. You know, you can just choose it. So there are so many others. You have grass. You have grass here. These are grasses. It's a grass. Sorry, my English. So all you need to do is to choose whatever you want to choose, and then you're good to go. Is that so? The next one is water. So these are all pattern. You can use them the way you want. You know. So once you are done, you just all you need to do is just to click OK. Let me just choose this one for example. Let me just click choose this first one. The second one. Okay. Once I'm done, I click OK. I have something like this. Okay. So this becomes your pattern. But that's not what I want. Let me just do, maybe we might want to use this later on. Let's just use it as our background first for the meantime. So this is what we have here. Now, we have to work now with respect to this. Okay, now if you notice, let me show you something. If you notice, look at something here. My picture was not well cropped out. If you look at it, see, look at the hand here, it's not well cropped out. So what do? We need to arrange it. So now, if you press Shift on your keyboard and click here, you have the background that you had before. Now, let me explain to you how this layer mask work. Let's say when you say you want to mask out something, it means that you're actually hiding something. If you mask something, it means that you're hiding a particular part of that thing. So with the way masking works is that any part that is white is visible. Anyone that is black is invisible. That's why if you look in the middle here, it's white. If you look in the middle, it's white. All the white parts are the visible part. If you notice, all the white parts are the visible part. While all the dark part, these black parts are the hidden part. So what you need to do is that you need to come back here. And you need to come back here, and then readjust it. You need to come back here and readjust it. So what do? We need to hide this. To hide it, you hide this again. You need to press Shift and then you click inside. You just mark just cross it like this. We read, and then now you take your pen tool. We're still going to discuss pen tool, but let me just introduce you it now. You take your pen tool. If you know where the pen tool is, just press P on your keyboard. It's going to activate pen tool. Now with this pen tool, I'm going to click on change it here from shape to pattern like this, to path, sorry, from shape to path. And then I'll start selecting. I'll click here and I'll click somewhere here like this. And I'll go like this, like this, like this. Please take your time and I do it. Look at what I'm doing. When I click, I hold and I drag when I want to create the curve. I hold and click. I click and hold and then I drag it. Now, for me to be able to bend, to move this, all I need to do is to press Alt or Option if you're using Mac. And then you can bring it down like this. So that I can have a smooth curve around here. Then you go. Normally, this is how you're supposed to change the background of any image. This is the perfect way to change it. With this, you will never have any issue. You get, especially those pictures that are taken with smartphones, that are not always the best. So you need to take time to crop it out. So this is what you do. You need to use your pen tool to crop that out. So you select your pen tool and then you change it, change it up here to path. From shape to, if not on path, you need to change it, make sure that you change it to path. And then you start drawing. If not, whenever you draw it, shape that will be coming out. You'll be drawing a particular shape. Okay, so that's basically, let's go and check again if everything is okay now, if we've selected the parts that were necessary. Okay, I think we've done that, but then we need to also add this one, because you see the in between here there's white kind of something. So I'm going to click again, hide it again, shift, and I click inside here to hide it. And I'm just going to come and click somewhere here, and then I will just come up here to scale, to zoom. You can always press Control or Command Z or Command plus and minus to either zoom in or out. Control Z, Control plus, Control minus, Command Z, Command plus, Command minus. So you can either zoom in or out. Okay, so I'm just going to adjust like this. Okay, so I think I've selected this, or I've selected the part that we're not really turning out. Okay, so they're all inside now. So what I'm going to do is that I will just click on this like this. I'm just going to click randomly to get back to, remember, a path means that wherever you started, wherever it was started, you need to come back there to have a complete path. So that's how these things are. When you start, you also make sure that you go back to the end, to wherever you started. So I'm going to come back right here and click at my beginning where I started. I'll click here. Now, once I click here, a path is going to be formed, as you can see, like this. I'm going to click on selection here. Make sure that still where you are, and then make sure that you are still on the pen tool. So you're going to see this option here whenever your path is closed. So I'm going to select selection, click on selection. Once I click on selection, I'm going to just click OK. Now, once I click OK, this is what I'm going to have. There's going to be a selection around like this. So all I need to do now is to take my brush tool. When I click on my brush tool, I have to make sure that I'm on this layer mask here. Please don't be here. Don't click on the actual image. Click on the layer mask here. Yeah, click on the layer mask here. So while you are there, all you need to do is to start painting. Also, remember what we said. White space means that it should be visible, while black space means that it should be hidden. For example, if I just click like this, if you notice it's hiding, it's inside deleting. I need to undo by pressing Ctrl Z to undo. I'm going to increase my opacity here to 100%. Make sure that my fill is also 100%. Now, if I look again, let me try again one more time so we see. If I click here, see, it's inside deleting, like it's inside taking it off. Why? Because my foreground color here is white, is black. So black means that it should be hidden. So what do I need to do? I need to change it to white. So by just simply clicking here on this small icon here to swap it, I can now see. I can now click on it like this. Just brush around it like this, and I get back my actual shape now. This is what I need to do. As you can see now, I have my full hand. The hand is well carved out. But now there's an issue here. Look at this one here. There's white here in between this, and we don't want it. So what do? I need now to invert this selection. This is my selection. If you look at it, you see my selection around it. Or this ant walking around. That's sure that if something is selected. So what do I need to do? I need to invert this selection. For me to be able to invert the selection, I have to go to select up here, and I go down to invert selection. Where is it? Invert selection. We can play Control Shift I control, sorry, Option Shift I, or is that, I don't know if you're on Windows. So this is the command here. Command Shift I or Control Shift I if you're on Windows. Once you are there, just click on it. Now it's going to reverse this selection. Now, once the selection is reversed, all I need to do now is to, because what I need to do is that I want to take off this white here. I don't want it. So for me to take that off, I need to also swap this back to black. Remember, black, when you're painting with black, it simply means that you need to take off something. So what I'm going to do is that I'll just reduce the size of my brush because the place is too small. So I don't want to brush any other part. Okay, I want to make sure that the size of my brush is okay. I think it's okay now. So if you look at it, if I insert press, since it's white here, if I click on it, insert adding, see, it's adding instead. So that's not what I want. So I need to change this here to black, swap again. You can swap by pressing X, X on your keyboard swaps. So I have to make sure that I'm on black so that because I want to hide this part and I'll just paint around it like this. You see what's happening here. I just touch this part and I'm not supposed to touch it. So I'm going to do it like this. Are we there? Please let me know if you are following up. Just write. Let me know if you are following up. I need to be sure that you are following up. Let me know if it's okay up to this point. I know that I've touched so many things, but let me just let me know if it's okay. Yes, Brian, Aristi. Who else? Please let me know if it's okay. Let's say we are following up. Okay, NS. Mr. NS. Okay. Call Elvis. Okay, thank you. All right. So at this point now, if you look at now, our picture is clean, like sweet, like clean. Okay, now once you are done, all you need to do is to deselect. You deselect, either you go to select here and then you click on deselect, or you press, or you click on deselect, select, and you click on deselect. Make sure that your layer here is selected. Once you go to select, click on deselect, or you just press Control D or Command D if you're on Mac. You deselect. Oh, what's happening? Okay. Make sure that you're on this first tool here. You just go down to select and click on deselect. Deselect. All right. So we are here now. What you need to do is that we need to make sure that we blend this picture with that so that it matches with the background. Firstly, okay. Yusuf, I asked a question like he said, I didn't see where you started with the pattern. Okay, when you click on this, we were talking about adjustment layer. Once you click on this adjustment layer, you're going to see pattern. The third one here is pattern. And once you click on adjustment layer. All right, I hope that's fine now. So now we need to blend this. The background looks cool, but the image looks hot. So we need to make sure that everything matches. So I'll start by first of all blurring my background. So I'll blur my background a bit. I don't want it to be sharp. So I'm going to right click on this. Right click on my pattern here, layer here. I'll right click on it and I'll click on smart object. I click on smart object to convert to a smart object. Now I've converted to a smart object. I'll go to make sure that it's selected here. I'll go to filter, gallery, blur. I'll go down to ghost and blur. Now I'm going to add my blur how I want. Like this. Now I think my picture looks good now. This is what I want. Voila. Now I need to blend out I need to blend my image so that it matches with the background. Please, first thing with color grading or color correcting your image so that it matches with the background, or color matching, whatever you call it. Always make sure that you're okay with the background. Make sure that once you are using this background, you're not going to change it again, because whenever you change it, you have to redo it again. Whenever you change it, you will need to whenever you change the background, you need to make sure you need to blend again, because you need to blend with respect to the background. For example, the background looks cool, so I'm going to make this image look cool as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is to go to my adjustment layer again, click on it. The very first tool here is brightness. I'm going to work with the brightness. I'll click on brightness, add it here. Now, with this brightness, I'm just going to add it a little bit, because my picture, I don't want it just to look the way it was. I need to add it. I need to brighten it a little bit. Look at my brightness. I'm going to add it here. I'm also going to add the contrast a little bit. So now adding this depends on how your image looks, please. Sometimes you still need to take it down. You get. But if I take it down, see my image said look whitish. If I take down the contrast, it looks whitish. That's not what I want. I want it to look sharp. So I need to take it up instead. But please don't overdo it again. See, don't overdo it. So with this image, 20 and 23 is fine. So I'm good with that. So I'll go now to the next layer. Also, if you notice, I had to use clipping mask so that it affects just the image only. If I don't take this clipping mask, it's going to affect my background, and that's not what I want. I want that whatever effect I add on this affect just the image. That's why I'm clipping it on the image. All right, so I'm going to add another one again. The next one here is levels. Levels, I'm also going to right click and I also create a clipping mask so that whatever I add affects just the image. So with the levels, what I'm going to do is that I'll just click on this first one here. I'll push it inside a bit, and then this one in the middle. Maybe I'll move it toward the left a bit as well, and then this one too toward the left. So please remember again, you are working depending. You are doing this depending on what you have in front of you. Maybe sometimes you need to go left, sometimes you need to go right, but then work with what you have in front of you. So I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to work with what works. So I think this works for me. This is fine for me. So I'm going to go to the next one again. I want to make sure that you understand how these things work, why we're using this. If I click on before, see the before I added the levels. See after I added the levels. Now it made my image look sharp. If you have noticed, before, after, before, after. So it made my image look sharp. Now let's also check before I added brightness. See before the brightness, after the brightness, before the brightness, after the brightness. So all these things just to sharpen the image also makes it look good. Now what makes image to be sharp is the depth of shadow, highlights, and midtones. These three things: shadow, highlights, midtones. So these are things I think I need to put into consideration whenever you are retouching an image or whenever you are trying to blend colors. You need to take that into consideration because that's actually what makes the image look good. Okay, so I'm going to just go to the next one. I'm going to go to the next one, and then curves. Now here is curve. So curve should be your curve is like my favorite here. There's no way I can design anything without using curve. Yeah, as much as I have to use pictures. There's no way I can design without using curve. So with curve, the way I usually do is that once I curve my curve, I'll just drag this down here. The one down either to the left, or I can instead to drag it up depending on what I intend to get. Either drag it to the left or I drag it up. So if I drag it to the left, look at what happened. It brings out the shadow. Now this one here, either take it up like this or I take it down like this, depending on what you have. Okay, please let me know if you can hear me very well. Somebody's complaining about the network. Is my network clear enough? Please let me know. Can everybody hear me or my network is bad? Is it breaking? NS4, yes, that my network is bad. That you can hear me very well. Okay. Please, any other person, let me know if my network is breaking. I can pause. Hey, is my network breaking? Let me know. All good, all good. Oh. Okay, maybe it's your network because some people are saying that my network is not breaking. Some people are saying that it's breaking. So if somebody can confirm that my network is not breaking, it means that it's from your end. All right, thank you. Okay, so all this thing we're trying to do is just to make sure that we blend this image. Please make sure that it's not like all the time you need to use all these tools. No, it's not all the time you need to use all the tools. So you just need to figure out which one works best for you, and then you just use it for that particular purpose. So I feel like this was too much, so I'm just going to reduce the opacity so that it's not that more visible. So I'm going to take it to like 70%. Okay, so now the next thing I need to do is to blend it. Is to blend this color now. I'm going to add color balance. Color balance. Where's my color balance? Here. Now with my color balance, I can just move this. Now I want to make it cool because the background is cool. So I need to make it cool. So I'm going to go down right down to yellow, and I'm going to push this yellow towards blue. Remember, blue is a cool color. So I'm going to push towards blue to make it cool a bit. Now also here I'm going to push this towards magenta. Magenta is also kind of cool as compared to green. See, as compared to red actually being green. So I'm going to bring it towards magenta a bit. And then for the cyan, I'm going to move it towards cyan too, not towards red. If I move it towards red, it's going to be too harsh. Instead, it's going to be too hot. So I'm going to bring it towards cyan here like this. Now, remember we said a picture is made up of three parts. An image is made up of three parts. We have the midtones, which is where highlight and shadows meet. And I have the highlights, which are the brightest part of an image. I have the shadows, which are the darker part of an image. So an image consists of three parts. So you need to understand this thing. So that you don't destroy whenever you're working on it. So this is where we are. So we need to pull this again like this. So once we're done with our midtones, we need to go to highlight and retouch it just a little bit. Please don't overdo it. Just touch it a bit. Just touch it a bit. Just touch it a bit. The same thing, you go to highlights, you do the same thing. You go to shadow, you do the same thing. Now, if you notice, when I was doing this retouching, I make sure that I applied on all both the image and the background. If I click, see before, see after, before, and after. So you see it. So it looks better now, and it also looks clean. So now, if you can go ahead and add your text. Let's say you want to do a cover art, for example, you can just go and add your text. Let's say star arrow, something like that. So you are not seeing my text because it's black. So let me change it. So you have something like this. You can just position it up here, like this. Like I said, please make sure that whenever you're working, make sure that you always have your ruler activated. You have your grid and your guides activated. So I'm just going to activate my guides. I have my ruler here. I'm just going to click on it and drag toward the center. It snaps. So it does it. Let me say, somebody should just give us the name of the song. Let's just a random name. Somebody just say it. Type it down. Let me type it here. The name of the song. Anything. Just give any name. So just any name. Somebody just write it. Chat box. I'm looking. Caramel. Thank you. So let me just use caramel. Let me say have our caramel. So I'm going to type caramel like this. Oh, caramel. Okay, so I have our caramel. So I'm going to scale caramel like this, and also make sure that I put it at the center. Then I'm going to change the font type. Let me say change it to key something. If I change it to this, okay, I think I like this one. So let's say caramel like this. Okay, now then note that there should be hierarchy. So I need to scale down this so that there's something, so that something is another thing stand out. So that the title should stand out. You have something like this. And now I can also choose to add the tracking of this text. I can decide to add the tracking like this. Add the tracking. So once I'm done, I'm going to adjust it, put it to the center like this. So this is simple. So after this class now, some of you can start charging. Yes, Mr. Elvis, please go ahead.
Tell you about the name of this
Pardon?
font. This font.
The caramel fonts.
Yes.
Okay, the name of caramel font is Street Cheetah. Something like it's Cheetah Kick. Let me just copy it and post it here. Cheetah whatsoever. So just type Cheetah Kick.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Let me pin it for some of you. Pin this message. So it's pinned. All right, so that was it. So now this is our text here. Now this text is just too plain. Let's say that we want to add, maybe you want to add a gradient. You want to make this text a gradient so that it looks somehow stylish, not just like this, standing like this. So what we need to do is to double click on this image, on this text here, on the text on the layer panel here. Outside, please don't double click on the name. Double click somewhere where there is no name and there's nothing. Just double click somewhere empty like this, somewhere here. Double click on it. You're going to have this layer type that will pop up. and then I'm going to go straight down to gradient overlay. I'm going to click on gradient overlay. By default, this is the last gradient that I use, so that's why it's like selected. So I'm going to click on it and then change it. I can sample the color from the dress, even the gradient from the dress. All I need to do is to double click on this first color stop, and then I'll just sample somewhere here. I click OK. Then I double click on the last one. Then I'll sample maybe somewhere there. Maybe somewhere a little bit darker. Or maybe somewhere is a little bit brighter instead. Okay, like this. I think this is better. So once I'm done, I'm going to click OK. Now I have something like this. What if I instead want the reverse of this? All I need to do is to click on this reverse here. So instead to have something, have this here. Always make sure that check your reverse like this. So I want something like this. But now I don't like the way it is. Look at it. It's too like the white is overtaking everything, and I don't like it. So what I can do is that I'll click back on my gradient, and I'm going to pull this a little bit toward the right, as you can see here, toward the right. I see now. So once I'm done, I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click OK. Once I'm done, I'm going to click OK. Let me check my scale as well. Everything looks good. Okay, now look at my text. Tell me that if you design something like this for an artist, the person will not give you even 15K. So from here, some of you should start earning. Okay, please, Gracious, go ahead. What's your question? Gracious, are you there? Okay, so how to change the background color of a studio image? Not necessarily retouching the image. The same way we change the background. I don't know if you have been following up. The same way we change the background of this particular image, that's the same way we can change the background of any other image. Is that okay? If you're following up, I think you will better understand. In the same way, nothing changes. All right. Yes, Aisa, go ahead.
Okay, sir. Please, my network is really disturbing. I'm very sorry. Please, I wanted to say I did not follow up on how to make the writing become in gradient form. Please.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Let me just take it again. I'll be very fast. Please pay attention. Also, is my network breaking? Let me know. Is my network breaking?
Yes,
it's okay.
Sir. I don't know if it's from my side only.
Please, is any other person witnessing that? Is my network breaking? Mr. Evis, let me know if my network is breaking. Okay, no, it's not breaking. Okay, it means that it's probably your network, Isa. Your network maybe. Okay, so let me just rush this again. I'm going to just duplicate this. I'll just duplicate this text, and then I'll turn off the. I'll just delete the whatsoever is there. This. Okay. By default, this is what we have, right? Let me know if you're okay up to this point. If you are okay up to this point, if you are okay. Are we okay up to this point so I can continue? So is this a recap? Are we okay up to this point, please? Let me know. Just type, let me know. Okay. All right, thank you. So what I'm going to do is that for me to be able to change the color to gradient, it could be I could try to change it into a gold gradient. But I just decided to sample it from the dress so that it's how to sample colors. Yeah, you get. So I can try to use a gold gradient. Let me say I want to, maybe I've seen a gold online. Let me just come online here and look for gold image, gold texture. Let me just type gold texture like this. So I have so many different gold texture here. I like anyone that I like. I'm going to use it. Let me just go down a bit. Okay, I like this one. It's clean. You get. I like this one. So I'm going to click on it. I'll allow it to load first so that I have the high quality loaded. Okay, this is my high quality now. Like I said the last time, you can either choose to download, like right click, take save into your computer, or you can just click copy like me. I don't usually download. I just click copy. Now, once I click copy, I will just come and select my text here, and I'll take paste so that you paste my gold gradient, my gold here. This is my gold. This is a gold. So I'm just going to increase it here like this, and then I'll right click. I take clipping mask. So it's going to clip now this inside my gold, inside my text. Click the gold in my text. You can either do it either in a shape or whatsoever. Okay, I know that's not the question you asked, Aisa. I'm going to answer your question. So I just want to show you how, if you want to do something like this, how you can do it. Okay, let me turn this off. I'm going to go ahead now to answer your question. So this is what we need to do. Just double click on the text. Make sure that you're double clicking outside where there's no text, where there's no write up, nothing, just somewhere empty like this. Double click on it and go straight down to gradient overlay. Click on gradient overlay. So once you click on gradient overlay, you are seeing this because that's the last gradient that we used. So, but we can go ahead and create our own gradient. I'm just going to click on this, and then I'll adjust the value, the color stops here. I'm going to double click on the first one, and then I'll change the color to whatever I want, like this. I'll change the next one, double click on the next one too, and then change it to something different, like this. Maybe let me look at what works. Let me look at something like this. Okay. Okay, I can come back and adjust this one. So you see the difference. All right. So let me take this so you see the difference. Okay. So once you're done, you click OK. You click OK, and then you can click OK. Like this. So this I can add you can change any gradient. Now this is very common for those that are touch designers. This is what your person usually wants. So something like this. So let's say I also want to add maybe a stroke around the text. All I need to do is double click the text. Now I'll go to stroke and add a stroke here. Once you add a stroke, you click on the stroke itself. You can adjust the value of the stroke here. My 3, I can just click on this slider and drag it up. So you see the slider and drag it up to have something like this. Also, I can change this stroke color to something different. Give any color of my choice. Any color of my choice. I can give any color of my choice here. I think this is okay. I want to take it down a bit. Like this. Let me just leave it as white. I'm going to change it to white. So I have white here. Now, let's say I want to add shadow. All you need to do is to come down on shadow, drop shadow down here, and then add it, click on it. On the drop shadow, make sure that here is multiply, and then here is always black, depending on what you intend to get. So I'm going to increase the distance. So you might not see the changes because the background is also dark, but if I zoom in, you can see the changes. See. So let me adjust it like this, and I'll make it a little bit like this. So you see that my text will stand out now very well. That's how I can add any shadow of anything. Now let's say instead of adding this shadow, you want to add glow instead. I'm going to turn off the shadow and I'll click on this glow here. With my glow, I'm going to increase the size. And please, with the glow, make sure that you're always on screen. Or you can try all the other blending modes. These are called blending modes. These are different blending modes. Whether you're in Photoshop, whether you're in Illustrator, whether you're in After Effects, whether you're using Premiere Pro, blending mode is always blending mode. So because that is also cut across. So if I have to change, if I'm working on gradient, please, you always make sure that you use gradient, always use screen. But you can try other ones like overlay, depending on what you intend to get. So firstly, I'm going to change this. I'm going to increase the opacity, and I change this here to something maybe white. I'll change this to white, and I'll increase it like this. And I also come down here to spread, increase the spread. Also increase the size. When I increase the size, I might take down the opacity, or also take down the spread like this. So you can see it here. I'm going to change. If I change it to something like this, just sample the color from this thing here. So you see my glow now is showing. All right. So once you're done, you feel like everything is okay. Now you can try these other options here. You can try. You cannot talk about all these things. So you can try some of them. This is another inner glow. With this inner glow, you can also click on it. Always make sure they're also on linear dodge or on screen, so they can have nice effects. But let me leave this as linear dodge, and then I'll just increase it a bit. See, just give some kind of cool effect on your text. So if you do something like this and post, somebody will be like, "How did you do it? How did you do it?" It's very simple. What you've seen here, you get. So you can have something like this. All right. Now that's basically it. And again, when you have something like this, when you do something like this, always make sure that you have the general blending. Always make sure that you have general blending in such a way that at the end again, you make sure that you add one or two something that can blend both the background and the foreground, or both the background and the actual image. Like what I usually do is that I'll just come down to adjustment again. I'll go to color lookup. Go to color lookup. I'll just try some of them, depending on what you intend to get. You can try some of them out. See when I change it, see what changes, what happened. There's so many nice ones here. For color, depending on what you want to have. There's so many that you can try some of them. So let's see which one am I going to use. Let me use the second one. Yeah, I like the second one actually. I'm only going to leave it like that, but I'm going to reduce the opacity so that's like to 50%. So that doesn't affect my image too much. Now you can see before, see after, before, after. So now look at how my cover art looks. Very simple. Like this. Very simple, straight to the point. Okay. Please, so far, is there any question? Please, who has not seen my screen, please let me know. Who else is not seeing my screen? Who else can't see my screen? Let me know. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Hello? This is good for my, okay, Mr. Elvis. Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, so one last thing that I usually do is that, no, not the last, second to the last, I'm going to add another adjustment layer. I'm going to add another adjustment layer. I can just add something like curve. Now this curve is going to generally for everything. So this curve, I'm going to add it for everything. I'm not clipping it again. Oh, let me take it right up. I'm not clipping again. So I'm just going to try to touch it a bit to see what works. Maybe I'm boosting the highlights and the shadows. I'm boosting everything, but from the center. So all you need to just pull this like this. No, please always make sure that you don't overdo it. Now the question that you're going to ask yourself is, what makes you think when do you stop? Like after adding all these things, when do you feel like everything is fine? Now this actually comes with experience. And always also what I'm going to tell you is that always trust your instincts. Once you feel like it's okay, please just stop there. Don't force it, else you're going to spoil everything. Okay, so you can see before I added my curve, after I added my curve, before, after. So now it looks clean. And then the last thing that I usually do is that I'll just click on the first one here, and I'm going to press Control Shift. Control Shift. If you're on Mac, you're using Command Shift. Control Shift E. Okay, if you press Control Shift, you see look at what happened. It merges everything together. But now this is very wrong, because what if there's an issue? You'll not be able to edit it again. So I'm going to undo it by pressing Control Z. Then I'm going to press Control Shift plus Option. If you're on Mac, and if you're on Windows, press Alt, Control Shift Alt, all of them at the same time. Now press E. All these three. Please, someone should type it Control Shift, then Option. If you're on Mac, and then if you're on Windows, Alt, Control Shift Alt, E, letter E. Then once you press all of them, this is what happens. It groups everything together, still maintaining the original one, all the different layers. All right. So once you do that, once you press the Control Alt plus E, yes. Control, please add Shift, Control Shift Alt, then E. There are three different keys here before the letter. Control Shift, then Alt, E. Yes, thank you. Please, it's Shift, not Chef. Check it again. It's Shift. Yeah, that's for Windows. Yes, thank you, Zevatech. That's it. That's it. So when you do this, it groups everything together. So what I usually do is that I will have to convert it to a smart object, so that whatever effect I add on it, I can always edit the effect after. So what I'm going to do is that I've already converted it. I'll go to my filter. I'll go to camera raw. Please, whenever you load an image, a picture from directly from the camera, it first of all open this camera raw. My camera raw is 17.1. That's because I'm using Photoshop 2025. But if you are using Photoshop, let's say 2023 or 2022, you'll probably be seeing 13, 12, the version. But everything is the same, so don't worry. So first thing first, I'll go to effects. I'll click on this effects here. Then I'm going to increase the effect. I'm going to increase the texture. Please let me zoom in so that you see when I increase it, you see it. I'm going to increase the texture. like this a little bit. Also, I'm going to increase the clarity. Please don't overdo it, don't over add it. So when you do this, what happens? It simply sharpen the image more. It sharpens your image more. Now I'm going to use this vignette. The way vignettes work is that it blurs it darken the edges of your image. So I'm going to darken the edges of my image like this. Sorry, by taking this down, the vignette down. So look at what happened. It sharpens a bit. Now, if I want to add grains like noise on my picture, want to add grains or noise on my picture, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just click on these grains here, then I'll add it. See, it adds noise on my picture. So it makes your cover art look artistic. But now some artist doesn't like it like this. Please always make sure that you have different options. Because I'm using cover art for example. Some artist doesn't like it when you add this noise on their picture, although it look artistic, but then it also depends on the message that the song is passing. Cannot be talking about love song and you're having these kind of things on it. It doesn't make sense. So just know what the kind of message you are passing. So once you're done, please, here is to add grains. But if you don't want it, you can instead take it back to its normal position. Next, I'll go to details. Then I also add sharpen. With the sharpen, can also add noise reduction so that you remove the noise on the sharpening, and also add the color noise. Please don't overdo these things. If you overdo it, you're going to spoil the image. You are going to have something like they call them artifacts, and have something like this, which is not good. So I'll go back to my effects and take it down a bit. Take this down a bit. So I have something like this. Okay, so this is what I have. All right, so this is what we have. If you look, the image is kind of really sharp. It's really sharp. So once you are done, you can click OK. But then I feel like maybe if I want to do some kind of retouching account, add some coloring also. So you can also mix some 1 or 2 here. Please, like I said, don't overdo it. Just touch it to make sure that when you feel like it's okay, just leave it there. Don't overdo it. If not, you're going to spoil it. So if I click on this icon here, you can see the before and the after. You can see the before and the after here, like this. So this was before, it was after. So, but the main thing that I've done here is just to simply sharpen it. That's the main thing. To make it sharp, look sharp. Once we're done, click OK. So now have our image like this, bright and clean. Okay, so is there any questions so far out of this point? Please, is there any question? So right now I can export. This is my cover art now. I can export. So you can see before we converted this, like we converted it like this, and then after, before, after, before, after. All right. Please let me know. Is there any question, please? This way you can actually create a stunning cover art for your artist. Please, after this class, you need to start taking commands, cover art commands from friends. Please, you can do it for free. Please drop question. I want to make sure that everybody is okay. I need questions, please. Zevatech, no question from you. Mr. Elvis, everything okay? All right. Okay. Madam Angry, is everything okay? Which tools used to adjust lastly? I simply converted it like this, like this, what you type up there. I converted it to I simply group everything together and mesh them, like you see it here. And then I right clicked, converted to a smart object, and then I went to camera. When I use camera raw on this filter, on this filter here, you choose camera raw, you just edit it the way you want. The last thing I added was, I think it was just this white balance here. That's the last thing I added. And that was all. So that's basically it. How to add more typefaces and fonts to PC. Okay, to add it, all you just need to download and install it. Okay, let's finish with this one first. I'm going to show you that later on. Price just added at Ultimate Graphics. All right, whatever gracious, definitely. All right, cool. So I believe everything is fine. I'm going to leave this class short. Please, if you have any question with regards to anything, with regards to even my work, you can ask. In regards to that, you can ask. So I'll make sure that everything is on track. Make sure that we're on track. Okay. So is there any question, please? If there's no question, then we can go. Then we can also call this. Let's do the last one. If there's no question, let's look at the last one. It's going to be very easy. So now I'm going to just turn this off. Then I'm going to turn off this background. Now I'm going to go back on this background now. Now, if you notice, remember what I told you. If you notice, the background now and this image, they don't match again. Why? Because I've simply just changed the background, and now these two doesn't work. They don't match again. So how do I make sure that they matches? Like so it means I need to start this thing back again. I need to make sure that they match the color again from scratch. Now to do this, I will simply just go to this color balance here, and I'll adjust it. Now with respect to this, I'm just going to pull this now. Seeing the background is kind of warm, so I'm going to make the image warm too, so that it matches everything. And I'm matching everything together with the background. Okay. Same thing here, same thing here. So please just play around. There's no specific values that you can use. There's no specific value. All you need to do is just to play around. So there's no particular value for whatever picture you're using. You need to use what works. That's all. All right. So at this point, I feel like everything is cool now. It's not bad. It's not that bad. Okay. Now, what if I want to add like some kind of lighting coming from behind? All I need to do is to maybe click on this. Just going to select this color here. I'll choose something closer to yellow like that. And then I'm going to click on it here. Then I'm going to add an empty layer. I'm going to put it right up, empty layer. I'm going to have a click on empty layer here. And I'm going to choose my brush. If you don't know where the brush is, just press B on your keyboard. Now to increase the size of the brush, you can always click on the size of the brush here and then increase it. Here, increase it here, like this. All right. So once I increase the size of my brush onto, it's okay for me. I'm just going to click here, like this. Now I'll increase this. I'll increase it like this, and I'll change the blending mode to screen. Change the blending mode to screen. If you look at it. So now let's try other blending mode and see which one works better. Okay. So I'm going to change it. So I think my screen works better. So, but what I'm going to do is that screen. But what I'm going to do is that I'll add a layer mask on top of this. I will call this my lights. Let's just call it lighting, like this. Now I'll add a layer mask on it, and then on the layer mask, I'm going to make sure that my foreground color here is black, and I'm going to just paint around like this. I want to take down the opacity a bit so that it blends, not just sharp kind of. So now you see how it looks. It's like now the lighting has some kind of lighting from behind. So that's how you can do it. Same thing here. If I want to add another light here, all I need to do is I'm just going to click on the same lighting here. I don't want to add another layer again. I want to click on it here, and then I'm going to click here too, like this. I'm going to add it like this. All right, so you see now, and now if I feel like it's not okay, I'll just come here to layer mask, and I'll just paint where I feel like it's not okay. Now, what if I want to add another maybe light again? I'm just going to add a new one, and I'll call it let me just call it maybe let's say green light. Whatsoever green, let me just call it green. So you know that it's light, so let me add green light like this. Then I'm just going to sample this. Let me sample the color from the dress. If I click on I on my keyboard, you can activate the eyedropper too. So now look at this light, this color here. If I click here, for example, see what happened. Let's select this color. Let me click somewhere here. Okay, select the color now. I'm just going to select again my brush, my layer here that I created. Is this an empty layer, please? No, that is an empty layer. To create the empty layer, all you need to do is just to click down here. You get an empty layer. And then I'm going to select my brush. On my brush, I'm just going to click wherever I want it to look, wherever I want to put the light. Now let me just try it somewhere here and see. Okay, no, it's not good. Anyway, let me just try it somewhere here. Let me just try it somewhere here. Let me just try it somewhere here. And then I'll change the blending mode to screen as well. So this is what I have. Now also with this, I can decide to paint around like this. I can decide to paint around like this. But then it's just going to, so only paint one is necessary. So I'm just going to add it as somewhere here like this. Okay, same thing here, same thing here. All right, so I think I'm okay now. So this you can take time and then blend your images, blend it with the background so everything works well. So you can take your time and you do it. So and then you can go ahead and add your text and whatsoever that you want to add. Okay, somebody asked a question. So please explain the brush thing again. Brush is just like any normal brush. It's simply you can either use it to brush to paint your image. Now let me show you how useful it is in Photoshop to use brush. Now let me just group all these things together. Let me just group everything, put in one group. I'll just call it image. Sorry. Voila. Now I'm going to add curve to this. Let me just add curve, for example, and I'm going to increase curve like this. I'm going to let me just do it randomly like this. Now I'm going to increase the middle so that you see the highlight pops. That's where the highlight is in the middle here. Now, if you look, it's affecting my everything. I don't want it. I want it to affect just a certain part, like where the highlights are. So I'm going to invert this. That's by default. Look at what I said. By default, everything here is white, meaning everything on that particular layer is visible. Now I want it to affect I want this thing to affect just a particular part of this image. So I'm first of all going to invert this selection here. I'm going to invert it here by pressing Control I or Command I to invert it to black like this. So now it means that nothing on this layer is visible. Look, if I click, nothing changes. Nothing changes. So now what I'm going to do is that I'll just take my brush. So please pay attention on the brush. I'm just going to take my brush, and then if you select your brush and you don't see your brush size, for example, if you look at mine, all I see is a cross. There's no brush size here. So it's because my caps lock is on. So I need to turn off my caps lock. When I turn off my caps lock, now you see it. Now caps lock prevents preview. So with my caps locks off, now I can see the size of my brush. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to paint around like this. Also make sure that your foreground color here is white, because you want to make some part of this layer visible. So turn this to white, and then I'm just painting around like this. Look at what happened. I'm adding highlights to my image. I'm adding highlights to my image where the lights usually fall. So I'm just going to add it like this. Adding highlights. So just take your time and paint it. So this is how you see some images are very sharp like this. So if at some point I feel like maybe I should add this here, I'm just going to add it like this. Maybe you can take down the opacity so that it's not too visible. So, yeah. And then like this. And then I'm also going to add it somewhere here like this. Here. I'm going to increase the opacity a bit. The opacity a bit to 100%. No, let's say 80%. And now I'm going to increase the brush size. I'll just click like this. Just paint around here like this. So you can see the before and the after. So that's how brush works. So you usually use the brush for masking. So I can also come and paint the hand like this. Please also always take your time. Don't overdo it. If not, you're going to spoil it. All right. So you can see now. Now everything blends with the background. See, everything blends out with the background. Now also, what if I want to also boost the shadows? Because we just boosted the highlight out of the shadow. So I'm going to add another layer mask, another adjustment layer here. This time around, I'm going to add this one called uh, exposure. I want to add exposure. Now with the exposure, just going to turn down this gamma. I'm going to take it up, and then I take down the off. I'll take down the exposure. Sorry, let me take down the exposure. And then I take down the gamma so that it blends. So that it's not so harsh. Now with this, I'm also going to invert the selection here. I'm going to press Control I or Command I to invert it. Now this time around, I'm going to paint just on the darker part of the image. I'll zoom very well. And I'll just paint like this. I'm just going to paint like this. Sometimes I'm just going to take it to 100% so that it paints so that it is that visible. That visible like this. Okay, somewhere here to paint it. Let me take down the opacity a bit again. Paint around, paint around, paint around. Also on the body. And paint around here like this. Here too. Also on the hair. Let me use my brush size and then also paint around here like this. So actually, this is how movie posters are created there. This is how movie posters are created. That's why you see a movie poster is really sharp. The picture is clean, sharp. This is how they actually take time to brush them like this. Use different brush, different stuff, and then they brush it around. They blend the highlight, the shadow, and the mid-tone. Blend them very well, and the picture become very sharp. I want to paint these things here. And also, for those that usually create flyers, for sports flyers, this is how I usually do it. You need to also always take time and paint the players like this so that they are clean. All professional or billboards for big company like MTN, Orange, this is how they usually do them, treat their images. Now, each brand always have its own, like the way they treat their image. So you need to always follow their brand guideline if you want to work with those people. So you don't have issue with the way you treat their image. So that's basically it. So once you are done, I'm going to click OK. So to see the before and the after, look at the before, look at the after. So it just simply sharpens your images. Oh, I did something here. I need to take it off. So for you to, if you did something, I want to undo it. All you need to do is to select back the adjustment, the layer mask here. Then come here and change it back to black, and then just paint there. Let it disappear. Just paint around it. So that's it. Okay, I think here everything is fine. Now, just with the background, I'll just click on this background here. I'll convert it to a smart object, and I'll go to filter again. Just with the background only. I want to sharpen the background a bit because it was not of high quality. So I'll go to effect. I'll increase this like this. Also increase it like this. Then I'll go to details, sharpen it. I'm also going to add this too. Blends it a bit. Let me not overdo this thing too. If not, it's going to spoil my image. Effects. Let me not overdo it as well. Okay, so this is it here. If at the end you feel like it's not really still standing out, so you can actually either get rid of it or get rid of the bottom, because this is the part that's actually making it not to look clean enough. So what I can do is that I can select the image, add an empty layer on it. I'll add a layer mask on it. Then I'll also come here and choose my gradient. Gradient up here, I make sure that I have black and white instead. This black and white. I'm going to click on this drop down. I select my black and white like this. So what I'm going to do is that I'll just drag like this, so it blends. So you have something like this. So you drag like this. So you have something like this too. All right. So that's basically it. That's how you can actually make something to fit. This way, for you to make that, you need to add a layer mask. And you take your gradient, make sure that here you have black and white, and then you just draw around it. And then you get what? Then you get that. And then lastly, I'm going to add my layer mask. I'm going to group everything again. Press Shift, Command, then Option. Then I'm going to click E again. Then I have this convert it to a smart object. And then I'll have this and connect to a smart object, and then go back to my filter camera raw, and then I tweak it again. This time around, I'm adjusting everything. Just add this. Same thing that we did like the last time, but then you are working now with respect to this. So you can just play along. We see what works better for you. So here you can also add this texture. You can choose to add it or not. And then same here with details. That's it. So you can just play along. Here you just add some, adjust the highlights and the shadow and every other thing. So you just need to take your time and then you touch it a little bit depending on what works for you. So once you are tweaking, you're looking at the before and the after so that you don't go and spoil everything. All right, so once I'm done, I'm going to click OK. So you can see before, I see after, before, after, before, after. So it simply sharpens my image. So this is actually what I do in such a way that when you look at my image, my final output is always very sharp. All right, please let me know if everything is okay up to this point. I think we can call it a day if there's no question. Is everything okay, please? Is everything okay? Please comment, let me know if everything is okay. All right. Aisa, is there any issue? Oh, she's no more there. All right. Please, if there's any question, if there's no question, then we can call it a day. If you have any question, even with regards to my past work, with regards to any flyer that you have seen, we can always look at it. Thank you. So this is our final output. Let's look at our initial image. What's our initial picture? Let's look at it. So we see the before and the after. Okay, this is our actual image. So this is how our actual image looks like. Let me copy it. This is how our actual image looks like. Oh, let me see. Let me just put it beside so you see how it looks like. So this is how our actual image looks like. Let me scale it down a bit. Or should I even put it? Okay, let me put it like this so you see. So you can see the before and the after. So you can see the before and the after. Or here, and then also you can see it here too. Here. So you see the differences. So you see, if you look at our image, it's actually very sharp. Yes, so the network not too good on my end, but I'm catching up. Okay. All right. Thank you, Shash. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Sashai. Okay, please, is there any question? Annie, Jang, is everything okay? Are we okay up to this point?
I think yes,
go
we're
ahead.
okay, but I think I'll have to watch the replay again to grasp certain things.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've covered a lot, so you need to watch it. Morel, is everything okay? All right, you're welcome, Zevatech. Brian, let me know if everything is fine. Dr. Fru, is that Emmanuel or Biomi? Is everything okay?
Yes, sir. Everything is fine.
All right, thank you. Jang, Morel, everything is fine. Okay, Mr. Emmanuel. All right, so that's it. If there's no question with regards to the assignment, so I'm going to give you an assignment to do. You're going to do a cover art. custom cover art, there's no specific name, so you can just choose it. Work on the title. Please note that cover art works with the title of the song. Okay, first of all, let me stop the recording so that it's not too long.